Art Talk. Welcome to another edition of Art Talk. Today we'll be discussing two works from our very own classmates. We're really proud to be discussing these two pieces. The first is called Dreaming of a Path to Home by Tanvir Islam from the other Macaulay class. Let's dive into it. What do you guys, what first grips you about this picture?
First I thought it was just really pretty beautiful, like just the color of it, the green, the gold, it just looked really appealing. I like the way, kind of like the arcs, the curves in the photo, it makes you look to everything that's kind of bright.
I think the color especially, the green in the photo almost catches me as a blue, and then the heavy lighting almost is like an orange. So I feel like the complementary colors, that's kind of what made it stand out for me, especially with the lighting like emerging from the bottom up. It like forces, there's like that sense of movement in the piece as your eyes kind of follow the piece upwards into like the dramatic ceiling of Grand Central.
I think my favorite part is how much bigger the space looks than all the people that are in the picture. Like it's kind of like from the angle, and I mean of course Grand Central is huge, of course, but I don't know, it's just the way I feel that the picture was taken, it has like this kind of enveloping effect where all of the people are just like, it almost looks like a strange view of the world in a way, because you have this blue sky and then it's so much bigger than all of the people.
Yeah.
The way he did it, it almost looks like a microcosm of the world.
Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that like light is kind of seeping through from like little tiny crevices in the bottom, and then it's really taken over by the three black windows and the dark green, and it just kind of makes that balance that's all stuff about.
Thanks, Tanvir.
Alright, so the second piece that we will be talking about is entitled Flatiron Building. The photo is entitled Flatiron Building by Nicholas Randazzo. I think like what captured me the most, like initially, was the balance between the black triangular shape on the top left hand, and then the peak of the bottom building. I guess that like creates this sort of like balance in the piece, and it also kind of reminded me like you're not just looking at these three buildings themselves, like there's a whole city behind that, and you get that from like that little peak of the building.
Just talking about the buildings that are in focus, I think that this photo really captures how crisp and perfect the lines are. Like that middle building, you see like a perfect line, and then that semicircle that's like made from the sun.
Yeah.
And then if you look closely on the building, it's kind of like you see these waves and like movement in the building from like what sticks out, which is cool to see all the different kinds of lines that you can make in that one scene.
I love, just I guess on the point of the sun, that how it's like peeking behind the building so perfectly. I think that's perfect. And I think we were saying earlier, I like how of the three buildings that are focused, the one on the far right has like a home, a classic home looking structure on
With
top.
the
The
little
it's classic home, and then
on the top.
the middle building, which is the focus, the Flatiron building, has this like very ornate facade, and then on the far left you see a peak of this really cookie cutter looking industrialized apartment building. So like you almost see a progression from like home to fancy upscale living to this cookie cutter industrial living.
And going off of that, I think that's like the types of building that you would like see in the city, like all of those three types you can find.
It's like all different. Down. You don't really see just apartments or just skyscrapers that everyone thinks. It's really a mixture of everything.
Yeah. I think the colors too, the three main buildings. I think the very bright redness. I guess of the far right building kind of caught my attention because it contrasts the colors of like the other two buildings, but they all kind of like match. They're all like these shades of like brownish red, like almost neutrals. So I think they go well together. I think also the color of the sky like evokes this like sort of like mood that you might associate with like seeing these like perfect lines and perfect images in Manhattan. Like the kind of like happy-go-lucky color of
perfect blue sky.
Perfect blue sky, yeah, exactly.
Thank you for joining us on this most exciting edition of Art Talk. I'm Naomi Cameron.
And I'm Tala Azar.
And I'm Ashley Abraham.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care.